Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, an anti worker group has formed a coalition. They've gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures, and what they're trying to do is to prevent California from implementing their Fast Food Worker Protections Act. You guys might remember this. I think I shared it maybe in one of the Just the Tips segments. In case you didn't hear about it, here's a quick recap. The California Assembly passed a bill. It was Bill 257. Governor Gavin Newsom signed it into law in September, and this bill would take effect on January 1st of next year, so less than a month away. It allows for the creation of a 10-person council to work essentially as like a statewide union leader. This group would negotiate better wages, better hours, working conditions, all for specifically fast food employees. So it's basically collective bargaining, but on a state level. So this was going to give California fast food workers a minimum wage of $22 an hour. And this is in a state where cost of living is outrageously high. And obviously, this would be a positive influence, a positive impact on young workers, minorities, especially, which make up such a disproportionate number of fast food employees. According to a labor report, almost 80% of California fast food workers are minorities. The same study said that most fast food employees live in or near poverty levels. And the study showed that 1 in 5 families that has at least one fast food worker in the family, they have an income level that falls below the poverty line. 1 in 5 families. So, of course, the greedy bastards who own these companies got to work. They gathered signatures. They used scare tactics to scare consumers into thinking or believing that they were going to increase the fast food prices by 20% if this bill goes into effect. So the U.S. Chamber of Commerce led the charge on this. They got the National Restaurant Association and the International Franchise Association involved. And they say they've gathered more than 1 million signatures. This is in order to place a referendum on the ballot in the 2024 election. So if all of these signatures are legit, if the Secretary of State verifies their authenticity, this means that these fast food workers will be on hold. Any help that they were going to get is going to be on hold until the next election in 2024. Then voters will decide the fate of the bill and more than 500,000 fast food employees in California. And what's clear is that these filthy rich groups are using the same old tried and true deceptive practices to try to confuse voters in order to get their signatures. So a perfect example of this is the name that they chose for this BS referendum. They're calling it the, quote, Save Local Restaurants referendum. This is what they do. These mega wealthy, vile jackasses have played word games. They trick residents into voting against their own interests or beliefs because no means yes, yes means no. They use these deceptive titles for these referendums, and they end up tanking legislation that's badly needed and very highly desired by most voters in the state if they understand what's at stake, what the issue actually is. And keep in mind, they're doing this and they're trying to keep people living in poverty while their greedy asses are bringing in record-breaking profits. There was even an article published today. It was explaining how inflation has eaten into the raises that California workers received during the pandemic. And analysts reviewed all the data and they found that although stats show that wages grew by 5.2% since 2020, if you factor in inflation, the real wage increase amounts to less than 1%, 0.07% to be exact. And this is while corporations are banking record-breaking profits. Check out this chart that I found. This shows corporate profits for the past 10 years. This particular chart ended in July of 2022, but statistics for the third quarter of this year also showed record-breaking profits. But instead of allowing those profits to trickle down to workers, as Republicans claim, no, they're lining their pockets. They're paying out massive dividends to their shareholders. So, they give a big middle finger to the very people who are putting that money in their pockets, who are generating these record breaking profits for them. And then when these workers ask for just a tiny bit more, just to help them keep a roof over their head, to keep food on the table for their families, to keep the heat on in the winter, these corporations pull shit like this. They try to kill any chance these people have of getting out of poverty. All these people want is to live a life that isn't filled with heartache and suffering and struggle, to maybe go to the doctor, be able to afford to go to the doctor when they're sick. And these selfish SOBs refuse to give them a moment of peace or a moment of joy. During the Christmas holiday, I wonder how many of them call themselves Christians. And this, guys, is why extremism is growing in our country, because people are searching and yearning for something, for anything, for someone that's different, someone willing to stand up, someone willing to say no more, someone willing to fight for them instead of their corporate masters. And many falsely believe that was Trump. So unless we want to end up with Trump again or someone like him, like Dick Santis, we all need to speak up. All of us, whether this affects us or not, we need to step up, speak up, stand up for the working class and working poor in our country. Otherwise, we're all doomed. I mean, we should do it no matter what because they're human beings and we give a damn. But let's just look at it from a selfish perspective. Even if you don't care about any of these fast food workers, this is how we ended up with Trump. Unless you want to end up with him again, you need to step up, use your voice, tell people about this, share this video. And when this comes up on the ballot in 2024 in California, you vote against it. You tell them, hell no, take care of your workers, you greedy ass bastards. So enough of my soapbox, guys, but just wanted you to know about this. It's disgusting. These people are reprehensible, really. They really have no conscience, no morals, no ethics. All they want is, their fifth house, their fifth vacation home, their 20th car. It is just vile. Anyway, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Please donate if you can, become a monthly subscriber or just give one time if you can. It goes a long way into helping me keep information like this flowing to you and keep the show on the air. So I appreciate you guys so much. Take care and I'll talk with you soon.